Facebook ads, getting started. The first thing you'll want to do before even venturing into Facebook ads is make sure you have a Facebook business page. If you don't have a Facebook business page, then your ads will only be able to appear along the right-hand toolbar that you see on desktop version of Facebook. It won't appear inline in Newsfeed, which is a pretty limiting factor. So if you don't have your Facebook business page, start that first and then come back to this video. If you have your page, then you'll just want to go to facebook.com/ads/manager. The first time you go into Ads Manager, you'll see a welcome to the improved Ads Manager. I highly encourage you to click through it and take the tour, as Ad Manager changes quite frequently. Once you've taken the overview and you want to get started with an ad, go ahead and click Create Ad in the top right corner. You have lots of different options to choose from on getting conversions to a site, catalog sales, engagement to get more likes and responses, taking claims, that sort of thing. But the major one that you typically will want to use for real estate and promoting your listings is traffic. We're trying to primarily drive traffic back to your own website to get better engagement there and for people to learn more about you or your listings. Naming it something that's very clear is always a really important component of it, as when you come back after you've created multiple ads, you'll want to be able to compare them and see how they are performing. So just leaving it with the default name of traffic is not very useful. Name it according to the listing, maybe even the audience that you're trying to reach, such as 123 Main, high income. That'll make it a clear reference point when you're coming back to look at reports later. One of the most important components in creating your ad is making sure you choose the right audience to target to. The biggest targeting factors for Facebook when it comes to real estate are geography, to make sure you're targeting the right area and focusing in enough, and income. With the price points that we have, making sure that you reach out to individuals who actually have a high enough income or net worth to support the purchase price of the property is a way of helping to narrow down that audience to make sure it just reaches the best people possible. We're going to go ahead and name this ad set. Typically, you'll most often just have one when it's for a listing. If it's a promotion for yourself, you may run multiple versions. So you might have something like buyer's ad, seller's ad, lead capture, or different things like that. But we'll just call this listing traffic. You can choose whether or not you want to send that traffic to a website or messenger or an app. For us, we'll always leave it as website. Creating the audience, again, is a really critical component of setting up the campaign. Now, obviously, choosing every single person in the United States is probably a bit too broad, and as you can see, the potential reach is huge, and we'd have to have an enormous budget to hit everybody. So I'll collapse that out, and you can put in a specific location. You can do something like zip code, which helps target down to a nice tight geographic area. You can also put in city or multiple zip codes if you want to broaden where you want to reach. And then in detailed targeting, this is where we can choose some demographic information around finances. So income being the most important one, property prices being what they are, it's pretty unlikely that someone would be able to purchase when their income range is below a certain point. So this allows you to choose higher income points, as well as choosing information around net worth. Not everyone who has income necessarily has it from actively working, so choosing net worth is also a good limiting factor to help narrow down your audience. Facebook also has an option called Likely to Move. This is using lots of different factors and demographic data that they have access to determine people who are most likely ready to move or buy a home. Once your audience is sufficiently narrowed down to a somewhat reasonable number, not in the millions, probably not even in the hundreds of thousands, but somewhere in the range upwards of 10,000 to 40,000 maybe. You may want to save this audience so that you can come back to it later. This is particularly useful if you get a lot of listings in a given area, and then you have your audience predefined and ready to go for any additional listing ads that you create. Automatic placements are the easiest way to go when you first start off. You can get a lot more nuance down the road once you're comfortable with Facebook. But for now, leave it on automatic, as Facebook does a really good job at balancing the placement across its various platforms in Facebook, Instagram, and their audience network. You can edit those placements, and the main editing I would suggest on that is removing the audience network. That may take out some additional sort of ancillary sites that may not be as valuable to you. So just leaving it on Facebook and Instagram would be the one recommendation we'd make. The budget you set is entirely up to you. So you can set a lifetime budget, and what that means is you put in the full amount that you're wanting to pay, and when it hits that mark, you're all done. The daily budget means there's a specific amount per day, and you can choose the days that you want it to run. So as an example, I could put a daily budget of $20 a day and run my ad continuously starting today. That could run for the next 30 days, 60 days, whatever, but my budget every single one of those days is going to be $20. If I set a lifetime budget, I could set it for $300 with a start and end date, but as soon as that $300 is hit, no more ads are going to continue to run. Even if I have an end date far or further into the future, once that number is hit, then the ads stop. Once you choose what's comfortable for you and what makes sense for your property, you can hit continue. Now comes the time to actually create the ad itself. You can name the ad set, typing in something like photo ad, open house, or new listing, price change, etc. You can create a brand new ad or do one from a post that you have on your page. If you have more than one Facebook page, be sure to hit the drop-down menu and select the correct one if the one showing here is not correct. Further down, you have formatting options for the type of ad you want to run. Carousel displays up to 6 images that can scroll through, so you can use multiple photos. Single image, you can create multiple versions of the ad with different photos to see which one the audience particularly likes better. A video ad, a slideshow, which loops them into single images into a video for you, or a collection, which is a new Facebook experience. The one that we've seen perform the best and is simplest to use is just going with a single image. Further down, you can choose the image for this ad. Over on the right side is an important component, recommended image specs. This gives you the ideal ad photo size to use in your ad. If you have one already available at that size, you can go ahead and use it. If you have a larger image, it will scale it down for you accordingly. If you have an image that's smaller than this, however, you might wind up having quality issues, as at larger sizes it will wind up looking pixelated. If you need help resizing a photo, you can just contact marketing and we'll be happy to assist you. You can browse a library from images that you already have on your page, and you'll see everything that you already have in there on file. You can choose stock images that are free and available by Shutterstock if you want to choose something there, or you can upload an image or drag and drop into this space, which is most recommended, particularly if you're running a listing ad. You'll want to use an actual photo of that property. I'm just going to select one of the images that I have in here available already, so it automatically shows up. Down below is where you enter all the information that will create the ad. You always have a preview of the ad that will appear on the right side. So you'll need to enter your website URL, which can be to your own agent website or to a property-specific site or even a landing page site. So when someone clicks on the ad, that's where you want them to be taken. You can change the headline, which is what appears beneath the image as like an image caption, So new Noe Valley home, new Noe Valley listing. As you type things in here, you'll see it update and the ad preview will refresh on the right hand side. You can put in your text description, which is sort of your information about it along with a call to action, something like don't miss this great opportunity. And a little bit of information about the property is always important to include. You don't want to trick someone into clicking on your ad. That costs you money if you're doing cost per click advertising. And it can also create ill will if someone's thinking they're getting one thing and then you're actually serving up another. So be really clear about what it is. Give them a bit of information that would entice them and make them want to learn more. The call to action is the button that you'll see over here, learn more. That's what someone would be clicking on if they did want to click through and lead them to your website. You have different options that are available, send message, request time, etc. But the main one that's most appropriate for us is learn more. If you're doing a different type of ad, like perhaps promoting getting a property valuation, you might want to do something like contact us instead. There's additional advanced options, but when you're just starting out, it's best just to keep it simple. Before you proceed with this, it's always a great idea to click through and see the different formats that your ad's going to be appearing in. So you'll see what it looks like on mobile, on featured phone ad, on desktop news feed, and in an Instagram feed. When you're advertising a property, you will see this little pop-up down at the bottom to make sure that you're in compliance with fair housing, employment, all of that kind of thing. So make sure that you really are staying in compliance with it. You may want to go ahead and click to read the policy and other advertising policies. And if you need to, edit your ad accordingly. When you're ready to go and place the ad and have it start running, just go ahead and click place order. The ad will not immediately start, however, as Facebook does have a review policy. So they do review all ads before they go live, but that typically is done in less than 30 minutes. You'll receive an email once the ad is approved so that you're aware that it has gone live and is now running. At any point, if you want to make any edits to your ads, you can just go back to that Ads Manager page and you'll see a list of all of your campaigns. So you can click through and dig down into it so you can go ahead and make edits as needed. Again, this is the best way to go when you're first getting started. There's a whole lot more levels and detail you can get into with making nuanced changes to your ad or running multiple ones. But if what you want to do is get an ad out there for a listing that you have and targeting an audience, going with geography and income are your two main things that you want to hit. Picking a single beautiful image and keeping the text clean, simple, and straightforward. If you have any questions about any of your Facebook advertising, please feel free to contact the marketing department. We're always happy to help. Thanks for joining our video.